Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, this is an international heavyweight contest, a match made over a time of 30 minutes. 6 rounds, 5 minutes each round, the best 2 out of 3 pinfalls or submissions or a knockout to decide. In the red corner on my left, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to welcome the star from the Caribbean, Soul Brother Bond. And in the blue corner on my right, his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, one of the all-time great names of British wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, Count Bartelli. And your referee, ladies and gentlemen, Max Ward.
The first round.
Hello again, Grapple fans. Good afternoon to you, and welcome for the very first time to the Civic Hall here in Guildford. A professional wrestling session which starts with a heavyweight bout between Count Bartelli in the light yellow leotard, of course, as usual. 15 stone 4 of Bartelli. For once, the lighter man of the two in a heavyweight contest against Dave Bond, Dave Soul Brother Bond, actually residing now in Deptford, southeast London. Max Ward, the referee, and Dave Bond is 16 stone, so little advantage over Bartelli. Bartelli, one of the introduced and quite correctly by John Harris, or MC this afternoon, is one of the greatest names of British wrestling. Count Bartelli, who was masked for quite a few years, and then he took his mask off when he was beaten by another heavyweight in this country, whose name I'm sure you'd know. Kendo Nagasaki. And ever since then, Bartelli has never worn a mask in the ring. But he's still got the stick. I think he's going to need a little bit of skill and guile here today, because Dave Bond, who is a very, very strong man indeed, and can bend the rules quite often. In fact, you never quite know how Dave Bond is going to behave in the ring, but against a man of Bartelli's reputation, I don't think he needs watching. I'm sure Max Ward knows that. Sort of counter he's got to watch, Bond. Certain amount of strength there from Bartelli too. Arm lock now from the front by Bartelli. One of his usual moves this. He often attacks on an arm lock, facing his man. Pretty unusual for a wrestler to do so. And it's not working this time.
Break the hole when I tell you that that's it. You break it!
Side head charge now, Bond. Still holding it on with a headlock to strangle.
I know.
Bond has certainly not got the strength all on his side, because that was purely a strength counter there by Bartelli. Again, going for the semi-judge triangle hold. 1 minute to go in this first round of 6. 2 falls, remember, to decide this bout. Double wrist lock Bond, but not really on the wrist, more on the hand. And therefore, it was too loose, and of course, Bartelli goes straight for a counter, and this time, it's the short arm scissors to Bartelli. 30 seconds. Unless he can get... Oh, he's released anyway. Don't know why Bartelli released there. Ten seconds. And, of course, Bartelli going for the same left arm, but the counter came a little fast for him, right on the bell of round 1. A close-up look at Dave Bond. Dave Soul Brother Bond, as he's known, is his ring name. From Deptford, southeast London. 16 stone of him. Rugby union man before becoming full-time wrestling. In fact, I think he still plays rugby quite a bit. First saw him in 75.
Seconds out, round 2.
Round 2, 5 rounds to go, and no score. 2 falls to decide this preliminary contest here at the Civic Hall, Guildford, between Count Bartelli of Weston near Crewe in the light yellow petard, and his opponent from Deptford, Dave Bond, at 16 stone. Just 10 pounds weight advantage, this man, over Bartelli. He's having problems with Bartelli, so much so that he's already thinking about a clenched fist and a forearm when his man is on the canvas, which he gets reminded very firmly by referee Max Ward. Max Ward from Birmingham. The last one again on the ropes after warning, a very definite warning from Ward. Well, a heel of a hand. But that man is down again. I wonder how long Max Ward is going to take this. At least Bond waited till he get up this time. Well, he may be the lighter of the two, but this fella, Bartelli may be the lighter of the two, but Bond is really having a few problems with those back chops coming at him. Really sent him away fast after the 4-round smash session. Back to the 4-arm smashes again. Uppercuts. Across the jaw, and it's... yes, I think that's okay. Heel of the hand again. Bit doubtful, and again the kick when his man is down.
In round 2, ladies and gentlemen, the first public warning to Soulman Bond.
So there it is, the first public warning to Dave Bond. And not before time. I think Max Ward was pretty lenient, pretty patient with him. Let it go that long. Oh. Further arm lever. Switch to a backhammer. But on the ropes, if Bond can manage it, Max Ward watches that. And Max Ward going round the back, knowing something's happening there that shouldn't be. A couple of minutes left in the second. Still no sign of any pinfall chance yet to either man. Bond wanting to cool it down, offers his hand. Let's take it easy, yes. Oh, Bartelli takes it too. Surprise, surprise. I didn't think Bartelli would trust him with that. Well, 3 backhanded chops to the throat, or to the side of the throat anyway, side of the neck. You want any more, says Bartelli? Or are you going to behave yourself and stop clenching your fist on those and kicking me after I'm down? Less than a minute now. Round 2. It's all right as long as he keeps the heel hand going flat. But what he did before that forearm... As he's dragging his... can't be fingernails because he wouldn't have been allowed in that long, but Max Ward keeping him away while he's in the corner, but something very different is wrong with Bartelli here, and I don't know whether it was the eye or still the hands being dragged off the forehead somehow. And only 8 seconds, and Max Ward decides to stop it anyway, but right on the bell of round 2. It's difficult to say exactly what Bond was doing to Bartelli there, but it looked like dragging his hands off Bartelli's head, but it seems to be it's the left eye that seems to be worrying him. I don't know how, it couldn't have been a nail, it just the water on it, which I hope will help a little bit, because he's only got a couple of seconds to go before he's got to restart for round 3.
Second round 3.
Round 3, 4 rounds to go, no score, and Bond from Deptford on the left there, with his back to us, black boy from Deptford, has got 1 public warning against him. And Bartelli, his opponent, having problems with some sort of move that Bond is making, which is very, very difficult to decipher from here. Oh yes, nice turn by Bartelli, and over the top he goes for a side holder, and there it is, the first one to count Bartelli, which took him 38 seconds into round 3. Your master of ceremonies, John Harris.
Ladies and gentlemen, round 3, and the first fall to Count Bartelli.
So Bartelli, the first fall in the 3rd round, it only took him just 38 seconds to get it, but there's only halfway through the bout. Let's see whether one can come back efficiently and maybe a little more legally.
Second round.
Round 4, 3 to go, and Bond now coming out with the handshake, but Bartelli no longer trusts him in any way, and Max Ward has given him a very severe talking to in that interval after the pinfall. Still down, he's still down on one knee then. Anyway, Bartelli leading by 1-4-0. It's a question of whether Bond can come back. The crowd here at Guildford won't like it. A good back elbow on the way to the attack there, and more chops, but all to the neck, back and front. And Bond doesn't want to know about that. Well, how definitely can he be counted? So he has to get back.